Do you really need to warm up before a strength training workout? The short answer is yes, and in today's video I'm going to tell you exactly why, and I will also show you a simple warm-up routine. You can follow along and do it with me. First things first, yes, you should warm up. A lot of people skip the warm-up part and jump right into lifting weights because they might think that warming up doesn't really matter, but that's not true. It does matter. A good warm-up gets your body ready to move safely, and it also makes your workout more effective. And if you're a woman who's 40 years old or older, know that we are more prone to soft tissue injury, so warming up properly also helps us to reduce the risk of injury. Plus, you will lift weights more efficiently and with better form when you're properly warmed up. Think of your muscles and joints like a car engine. When it's really cold out, you just don't jump in and get going. You warm the car up a little bit. And that's the same idea with your body and with your muscles. I will show you a simple and effective warm-up routine in a bit. It's actually the same one that I use in my own workouts. But before we get there, let me tell you about some key points you need to keep in mind when it comes to warming up. Number one is this: don't hold long stretches before you work out. Instead, keep your warm-up more dynamic. Like I said, I'll show you in a second what that looks like. But the idea is that when you are going to do a workout, you want to prepare your body for what's coming next. And that is movement. It's not holding long stretches. So when you're holding long stretches, that actually can really relax your body, which is nice after the workout or before you go to bed at night. It's nice for that. But before working out, we want to move our bodies and be more dynamic. Number two is you want to increase blood flow into your muscles. When your circulation increases, you're going to bring more oxygen and nutrients into your muscles. That means that they contract better, they react faster, and they're less likely to strain. And you'll simply feel more ready to move when your blood circulation is good. Before we move on to the next point, I want to mention that if you're totally new to weightlifting, I have a very simple workout program for you. It's a 3 days per week beginner level workout program, and you can download when you go to the description. You don't need anything else other than your body weight and bands. Anybody can do it. There are videos for each exercise. There are written notes for each exercise as well. So go ahead and download the guide. And let's move on to the next point. Number three, you want to activate your muscles and connect with them. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Activating and connecting means that you are creating a little bit of tension in these muscles before you use them. Here's an example. Let's say that you're going to do some squats or some hip thrusts, which are most likely in your program if you're doing a full body routine, which is what I definitely recommend for beginners. Before you start doing your hip thrusts or your squats, you want to connect with and activate your glutes. And the way you do it is, for example, doing some glute bridges. I will show you an example of that when we get to the warm-up part. But basically, you'll be lying on your back, you're going to lift your hips, you're going to squeeze your glutes, you're going to feel the connection and activation in this area that you're going to train. Another example would be warming up your upper back before you do rows. And I will also include an example of that. But basically, the way it looks is that you have a band in front of you like this. You're going to pull it. And as you pull it, you activate your upper back muscles. You really squeeze them and try to connect with them. This is a really good way to not only warm the body up, but connect with specific muscles that you're going to train. The fourth thing to keep in mind is that if you're working out in a room that's cold, maybe you have at home gym in your garage, or your gym in general is cold, or maybe you're working out outside, then you might need a longer warm-up than what I'm going to show you today. You really have to listen to your body. Years ago, I worked as a trainer in a really, really fantastic gym, my favorite gym ever, but it was in an old warehouse and it was always really, really cold. So we had to make sure that our people who come to train there always take their time to warm their bodies up so that we're not going to get any injuries or anything like that. So make sure that you keep that in mind. If it's colder weather, colder room, you may need some extra time. And lastly, if you have any specific problem areas, you may need to spend more time on those than what I show you in today's warm-up. For example, I recently had a shoulder injury And in addition to what I'm going to show you today, I also did some specific rotator cuff exercises to make sure that this area is nice and warmed up before I do anything that involves my shoulders. So this is another thing you have to keep in mind. You have to know your body and if there are any problem areas that need some special attention. Before I show you any specific exercises, make sure that you warm up with a little bit of cardio. And this could be 5 to 10 minutes of brisk walking, light jogging, rower if you are at the gym, elliptical machine if you're at the gym. If you're at home, you could also do jumping jacks, just marching in place. If you do use a stationary bike, then know that you should definitely do something extra for your upper body because, of course, on the bike, you're only using your lower body really. So make sure that you do something extra for the upper body. But all of the other options that I just listed are perfectly fine. I work out at the gym and my warm-up is usually a couple of laps around the parking lot, or I just park the car further away and walk to the gym so that I get 5 to 10 minutes of brisk walking before I do the rest of my warm-up. After that, we can get ready for those specific movements, and this is what we're gonna do next, so let's go. I like to start with a band, and the first thing I do, I'm gonna warm up my shoulders. So simply going overhead like this, then all the way down until I touch my butt like this, and then just coming back, okay? And I do it about 5 to 6 times. Of course, the closer your hands are together, the harder it's going to be. So I recommend that you start out pretty wide, and if at some point you feel like you could go closer, do that. I'm going to keep it wide right now. Then continuing with the band, we're going to move on to figure 8, and that's what it looks like. I'm going to bring my left arm up and then right arm up. And this one too, maybe about 5 to 6 times per direction. So this is 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to do one more, 6. Okay, and then of course the same thing in the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and last one, 6. The next exercise is really great for your upper back muscles to activate those before your workout. So here's how you do it. You're gonna have the band in front of you. Make sure it's not too heavy. We just keep it light to activate, and you're gonna just pull, stretch out the band, squeeze your shoulder blades, and release. And the focus is on your shoulder blades. Feel them squeezing together. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and last one, 8. Here's another really good exercise for the upper back activation. And you're going to need your band again. Very simple, you're just going to row. Keep it light. This is not the workout yet. This is still activation or warm-up. So keep it light. So we're going to pull and then squeeze your shoulder blades together and slowly release. We're looking for that activation in the upper back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then I'm going to set my band aside for a little bit and continuing with hip circles. So very simple, hands on my hips, wider stance, and just as big circles as I can. And I did 8 in one direction and 8 the other 2. And last 2. Okay, continuing with the hips, and here's an exercise that I really like to loosen up the hips. Okay, so if you need something for support, use a wall or whatever you have. If you can do it without support, that's fine too. The idea is we're gonna step over something. So you're gonna make the circle as big as you can. And we're gonna do that 5 times. 3, 4, and 5. Give yourself a little break here. And then of course you go in the opposite direction. Knee comes up first. 1, 2, 3, 4, last one, 5. And then repeat on the other side. And 5. And then the opposite direction, knee comes up first. And really try to keep that leg as high as you can, so you get a lot of hip mobility done. 3, 4, and 5. Next, we're gonna work the hip flexors a bit and then hamstrings as well. So for that, I have a little table here. I'm gonna put my foot on it and I'm gonna bend my knee and release. So we're looking for the stretch here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm gonna do 3 more, so you can do anything 5 to 10 reps based on how you feel and what you need. All right, this was 8, so this was for my hip flexor. And now I'm gonna lift my toes up, and now I'm gonna activate the hamstrings. So keeping this leg straight, just leaning forward and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1 more, 8. Okay, and then the other side, same thing. So first, foot flat on the chair or table, whatever you have, and bend and release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and last 2, 7, and 8. Okay, now lift the toes, heel stays down, focus is going to be on the hamstring. I'm going to lean forward, try to keep this leg straight, and go as far as you need to feel a little bit of a stretch, but don't hold the stretch. As I mentioned earlier in the video, we don't want to hold the stretch, but we want to keep it moving. 5, 6, and last 2, 7, and last 1, 8. All right, then a little bit for the knees too. Very simple. Bring your feet together, hands on your knees, and some circles here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the other way too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then ankles too. Simple circles. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Other side. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And opposite direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Here's a really good one if you're able to do this. This is a lot of leg focus here. If you can do this with me and go as low as possible. This takes a little bit of extra mobility. If you can do it, do it. So you want to get into a deep squat so that your hands are on the floor. And then from here, I'm going to straighten my legs and back down. And up and back down. If you can't do it, then you can just put your hands here and straighten the legs and go low as low as you can. Okay, so I'm going to do that for 8 reps. 4, 5, 6, and last 2, 7, and 8. And now the next one I'm going to do is really good if you have any glute focus in your workout at all, which usually you do if you do full body workouts. So if you want to activate your hamstrings and your glutes, then this is the exercise you absolutely have to do. You need a band for it. And you're going to pull the band up so that it's just above your knees. You're going to lie down. And then from here, you're going to lift the hips up and squeeze your glutes. That's going to activate your glutes and get them ready for your squats or hip thrusts or whatever you're doing. So up, hold, squeeze, and down. Hold and squeeze, and down. And don't rush this one. Really try to feel the hamstrings and glutes. 4, 5, 6, and last 2, 7, and 8. We're also going to do one rotation exercise to open up the chest and back. There are 2 ways how you can do it. If your mobility is great, then you're going to do it in a way that also opens up your hips at the same time. So you have your right foot forward, left hand down. From here, I'm going to lift the right arm. And then the elbow as close to the ground as I can. So if I can get here, that's great. Now, if this is not doable, then you're just going to be on your hands and knees. And you're just working with your arm. And tap the hand down. And down. So I'm going to show you the more advanced version. The one that also works your hips at the same time. I'm going to do 8 reps. If you can't do this, do it on your hands and knees, just like I showed you. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, really open up. Don't rush this. 3, 4, 5, 6, last 2, 7, last 1, and 8. Okay, then I'm going to switch sides. If you did it in your hands and knees, you can of course do the same here too. I'm going to do this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, rotate and open up. 5, 6, last 2, 7, and 8. So this is the warm-up routine that you can do before your full body workouts. If you have any points you know that need some extra attention, maybe you had a recent injury anywhere, then of course take more time on those areas specifically. But other than that, this warm-up routine will get you ready for your workout. Thanks for watching today. If you found today's video helpful, make sure to subscribe to this channel and also check out the next video. Take care. Whew, bugs! It's kind of humid, yeah? Phew. Really want to feel it in the... Take 4!